Sports presents.
What's up, G Sizzle? How you feeling, baby?
Oh, I'm feeling Bears victorious, baby. You know
Hey.
how it is.
I
Ready.
need some salt and pepper.
Wait, you want to push it? Push it good?
No, I need some salt and pepper for this crow I gotta eat. Because
Let's get ready to get started.
yeah,
You're listening to The Sizzle on Iron Skillet Radio and Iron Skillet Television.
You know who it is. You know what it is. It's The Sizzle here on Iron Skillet Radio, Iron Skillet Television. Listen, baby, we are the hottest talk in the 219. We are the talk of the 219. So let's just do it. Let's get into it. Let's get funky. Let's get physical. Let's get nasty with it. Woo!
Oh, yeah.
I can talk sassy right now. It's a Bears win. Victory. Tastes good.
that was a whole lot of stuff going on in that intro there, bro.
Oh, it was. It was deliciously Bears victorious. You see my face.
Let's not do that. Let's not do that face in public. Okay.
Okay, wait. I can't do that one again. Just I don't even know if I can do that again. It's kind of like a spasm and a coronary at the same time. It's like, Okay.
Elizabeth, we're coming to see you, honey.
So, hey, Jay, you ready to talk about this game? Because it was,
Man,
some say it was the most thrilling Bears game of the century.
no, best game I've seen, complete game I've seen from the Bears in a couple of years.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not talking about these come from behind victories when they were just slinking, with Trubisky was just running around with a blindfold on and just throwing it in triple coverage. This
Right.
was the best that I've seen him in a Bears jersey. From start to finish, the Bears never trailed. He was cool as a cucumber. He was floating passes over the top of defenders. I mean, really, he looked like a really good quarterback. I mean, even though he had that one pick, but that one pick he was trying to force it into the back of the end zone. He was throwing the ball like the defensive back had his head turned to him, and he got picked. But beyond that, you really didn't see Mitchell forcing throws in, but he was firing the ball. Best performance I've seen of him all year.
So, okay, for those who don't know, and if you live under a rock, now the 7-7 Bears took on the 6-8 Minnesota Vikings as a final score of 33-27. It was really a sound game. There were some hiccups just from the beginning of the game. The starting drive, I thought the Bears could have been a little bit more aggressive and picked up the third down. They did a weird play. Instead of just going smash mouth, getting that 1 yard, they decided to throw, but it didn't affect them. As in times past, when you didn't pick up the first down, especially when you took the ball to begin the first half, that would have been a killer. But right now, Jay, as you said, and I have to give credit where credit's due, the offensive line came through, your specialty players came up. Can I throw this out to you, my friend?
Mm-hmm.
David Montgomery, all right, rushed for 146 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
2.
Dominant today.
2.
32 carries. Dominant today.
Mm-hmm.
Played great. Today, the Bears gave the offensive line a chance to shine. They actually gave the big guys a chance to eat up front, let them come off the ball, block a little bit. Mitchell Trubisky wasn't throwing the ball all over the yard, 40 different attempts or nothing like that. They kept it confined to where he could be efficient, and they got Montgomery loose. This is what I've been asking for now for 5 games. Even when the Bears were on that winning streak beforehand, this is what I wanted to see the Bears do. And finally, the offensive coordinator, Laser, actually called this game for Mitchell Trubisky, and we see what he was able to do. This is the best, like I said, best Bears victory I've seen in a couple of years, easily.
I think you need to put some respect on Bill Lazor's name and say it with some enthusiasm. Say it with some E. Laser.
Look, I'm gonna put some respect on Mitchie name. That's what I'm getting ready to do. I was getting ready to call him Mitchell. Yeah, I'm sorry, Mrs. Trubisky. I'm going to call your son by his full name because that's what you said. He is Mitchell Trubisky, and I am running down the street trying to jump on this Bears bandwagon with my two artificial knees. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it, but but this team right here looked, man, I'm telling you, it looked really good. Laser called a great game. Even that little hiccup they had in that first, but I think those plays are scripted. So I think that was a play 1 to 15. They were going to call that play regardless of what was going on. So I just think it was a situation they had to see. They probably was setting up another play, actually seeing how the defense was going to react when they ran that play. So nice job all the way around. A really nice job.
Well, we haven't even talked about really the secret weapon and what changed this game and what's changed the trajectory of the Bears right now. It hasn't been Bill Lazor. It's not Matt Nagy. It surely isn't Ryan Pace. And it's really not Mitchell Trubisky. The one thing that's changed this game for the Bears is something that you talk about, Jay, all the time, and that's the offensive line.
Yeah,
there was a sneaky move nobody saw. I saw your boy. Guess where Charles Leno was?
Where was he, sir?
Right tackle.
Yeah.
Right tackle. He was all the way. He was over there where he should be. And then Jermaine Ifedi, he was at left tackle, like what he played before.
Yeah.
Maybe he wasn't great, but he was there. Then you had a center in Mustafa who played center at the Golden Domers.
He played really well. He played well.
Yeah. And you had Cody Whitehair playing great right there, right guard. So, I mean, big ups to the front five. Big ups to you for coming through and really putting a stamp, putting your mark on this game. Just putting your foot all up in this Kool-Aid. Why do you want to put your foot in Kool-Aid? I've never understood that.
Well, you're supposed to put your toe in it tastes better. But
no, I don't want to do that. I don't want that at all. No, thank you. No. I don't want toe aid. No. It's not cool if we want some toe jam aid.
Keeping it funky, baby.
Well, I tell you what the Bears have given us since their 5-game winning streak, in between, that was toe jam funk. That's what they played. That was all toe jam. It was terrible.
Let's give some more kudos up. All right, I've been pitching a doozy about their place kicking lately, and this place kicker, Cario Santos, he's not too far away from beating Robbie Gould's consecutive field goal mark. He has been kicking the heck out of the ball. It's just been amazing. This is what they needed.
Don't tell everybody that. Don't give people hype, because if he hears this, then he'll get all excited, and then next week he'll go 0 for 12. I'm just saying.
He's had 22 straight, man. 22 straight, 43, 46, I think one was. 50, just hit. He's hitting them. And the ball's going straight and true. This is what the Bears need. They're not coming away from the red zone without points, and that was the biggest thing right now. That's why you start seeing these Bears point totals going up. Since Trubisky's been back, I think they have 14 touchdowns since Trubisky's been back. They've averaged over 30 points. So and nearly, and I want to say it's nearly 400 yards of offense since he's been back. So they've been really, really, really good. And like I said, this ball game, I won't say it over again. This was the best complete ball game we've seen from the offensive side, because at no point in time did I really think that I was going to see Mitchell Trubisky break down today. He was very confident in throwing his passes. Even when he threw the interception, I didn't think that was a bad pass. He just threw it into traffic. He was trying to force the ball in there. But for the most part, he was right on the money, putting the ball where it needed to be, throwing it with confidence. This is what I'm talking about. This is why I said last show, if you go back and look at it, I think he's getting ready. He's played himself already from last week's performance. He's playing himself in to being re-signed with the Bears again.
Well, we'll talk about that in a second, but I will take exception with you The interception thrown, you cannot throw an interception in the red zone. It is inexcusable. You cannot, especially as the Bears, when you need points and points at a premium, you have to be able to read that play better, because that play, even in full speed, you see there could have been a problem with trying to force that ball. But granted, it didn't kill them. Well, thankfully, the defense came up and did their part. But that interception was bad. That was bad.
The issue was he threw the ball. He threw the ball up in the air where he's trying to put it. If the defender, I think he read the defender's back being to him instead of reading his face mask being to him. And I think because where he threw the ball, he put the ball where you would high point the football if the defender was not looking at you and looking at the offensive player. I think he just misread it when he threw the football, or the defender who had just came back into the ball game after being injured, that he possibly had turned around while that ball was in flight. It's very possible. I think Mitch read the back of his helmet, and he fired it back into the end zone, and by the time the ball traveled to get there, the defender had turned around and made that pick. Had he not turned around, that ball was being put in a position where it could be caught by the offensive player, and we might be talking about what a spectacular throw that was. It's really a matter of a half second between failure and success in the NFL. You know, that extra inch, like we talked about in any given Sunday, who's going to fight for that extra inch? And right there, the cornerback won. I mean, when you're throwing these 50-50 balls up there, it's very possible you're going to get one pick, or it's very possible you're going to make a great touchdown catch. So I think the issue, I think Mitch did force that ball in there. You're absolutely right about that. Am I upset that he forced that ball in there? No, I think he was reading it the way that he saw it, but I think the defender just played a great play.
Granted, I'll give it that. I still don't like it. If I were the OC, I would be hostile. Maybe if I were the head coach, I would be a little perturbed. But you got to walk away. Even if you think that might be a problem, then either you tuck it or you take that sack, kick the field goal, and walk away happy. But all things worked in tandem. It was all great and gravy. And for the first time, Jay, I think we can say the offense saved the defense, because there were some defensive lapses. Now, my boy was in there stout. Number 96 was doing his thing.
Oh, yeah.
For those of you who say that Akeem is not a quintessential player, is something wrong with you. He has all the hallmarks of any great tackle, any great end that's played in the NFL, who is so disruptive that his mere presence makes a whole defense different. Mere presence. And they were playing hurt. They were playing with missing corners.
Oh, it was cornerbacks out.
Yeah, it was not a perfect ideal situation for him. But, Jay, let's talk about that for a second. You just talked about playing himself into a contract. So if Mitch has played himself into a contract, does that mean now that you have to keep Pace and Nagy?
No.
How does that work now?
No, because Nagy's already showed that he was insufficient in his analysis of his quarterback, and he had to be forced, I believe, into letting Laser calling these plays. And like I said some shows ago, that I thought this was a cowardly move is probably too strong of a word to say for this, but I thought Matt Nagy was trying to duck some responsibility for Mitchell Trubisky's play. And so now we see Laser, who has been given the keys now to Ferrari Mitch, and he's figured out what he can do. And all of a sudden now you see Mitchell Trubisky only playing to half the field. They're rolling him out. He was only, 14 to 21. He only had 21 attempts out here. So you think you're looking at a situation where he's only putting him in positions where he can throw the football. He let this offense eat on the ground. We saw David Montgomery running really well, and that's what we need to do. But going back to your point about the defense, now this defense gave up over 400 yards in the air. This defense gave up a lot of points. Now, when it needed to be stout, it was. It played well, and it got after Kirk Cousins when it needed to get after Kirk Cousins. But again, they were down three defensive backs. You talk about Buster Screen was out of there. Johnson was out of there. And they also had another corner that was, I can't recall the name right now. But you had a couple of guys that I had never seen playing cornerback for the Chicago Bears out there playing. So they were going to give up those yardage, those big chunks, but they did well around and keeping Cousins from getting into the end zone. And Dalvin Cook played extremely well today, but it didn't kill him today. And I thought that was the biggest point with the Chicago Bears. They bend, but they didn't break, especially at the end. They got pressure on Cousins, and they came away with the victory. And the main thing, I don't care if they scored 30 points. As long as you scored 31, that's a W.
Right. You're right. You know, you had Deion Bush out, you had Jalen Johnson out, and Buster Screen. But again, you still had Akeem Hicks, who is battling through his hamstring injury. And you had guys out there just fighting. You even had Charles Leno, who was injured. You had Khalil Mack, Darnell Mooney. You had guys who were injured, but they fought their way through. And it was a nice support system. You can finally say that there was a time that the offense now has come in and helped that defense out. And the defense did what, as you said, they did their job. They came in at the last point, were stout for the last drive, and held the Vikings from scoring.
You know,
so
too, you got a lot of young guys on that defensive line up there playing real well. Like Bilal Nichols really played well. I mean, 7 tackles from the defensive tackle position, that's huge in the NFL. Most of these times, these guys are in on 1.5 tackles. They're just eating up the offensive linemen, keeping them off the linebackers. But he was actually active getting after players. So you really saw a defensive line who's really stepped up and took on the challenge of getting after people. You saw a Khalil Mack banged up. He's got a knee going on. He's got an ankle going on. He's got a shoulder going on. He was still attacking. So you're looking at a defense that we're going to hope, especially, week 15 of the NFL season, everybody's banged up. You're hoping that Mitchell can keep going out here and putting up 30 points a game and can keep getting these drives going out here so this defense can sit on the sidelines. Because I'm telling you right now, if this defense has to play a lot of snaps, I think that's where you're going to see the fall off going into the fourth quarter, and you can see the Bears be in a position where they give up a 10-point lead like they've done before earlier in the year because the defense was just worn out.
Can I give you some numbers? Can I throw some numbers at you?
Sure, toss them up in the air.
For the last few weeks, since week 12, since Mitchell came back, in week 12, he was 46 of 26. He was 26 of 46 for 242. The next week, he was 26 of 34 for 267. Week after that, he was 24 of 33 for 267. And today, he was 15 of 21 for 202. I don't know about you, Jay. I don't know. And since he's been back, you're looking at 6, 7, 8 touchdowns he's thrown and 3 interceptions.
He's playing well. He's been look.
Yeah.
Mitch, what they call him, Maserati Mitch. I call him Ferrari Mitch earlier, but Maserati Mitch is back. I think you just see a guy who just said, at some point in time, you just say, this ain't the right word, but you say, forget it. I'm just going to go out here and do what I do. And, and Lazy's putting him in the right position to do what he does. And I think, right now he's just confident, the guy's moving. I think he's got the confidence back in his ball club right now to say that Mitch put it on his back. We are talking a small snapshot in time right now. But even if we see a little bit of the old Mitch coming back, next week, I won't be all over him because right now it looks, if you put him in the right position, he can do what he needs to do.
Okay, so let's go back. Let's backtrack a little bit. Let's rewind to the fact that now you've got Nagy and Pace. And is this the perfect time just to say, okay, we know now what we have. We've done some pre-op work. Actually, you scouted in for next year. You've got a pretty good idea of where you are, barring injury. Should this be the time that you say, this is when we go and find our Billy Donovan? This is when we go out and say, okay, maybe this is that time now. We may need to bring in an old saged veteran QB leader
Right. Well,
who can lead this team.
no matter what happens, Pace and Nagy should be gone. No matter what happens, I don't care if the Bears get into the playoffs and make a run in the playoffs. They should be gone because they've shown that they could not make the proper decisions when they need to make these decisions 2 years ago. If all of a sudden you take Bill Lazor, who has now got Mitchell Trubisky playing well for the last 4 games, that meant Matt Nagy didn't know what he was doing for 3 years. Lazor figured it out in 4 games. Nagy hadn't figured it out in 3 years. Automatically, that tells me right then that he's a stubborn guy who just believes in his system and his system only. And when the pressure started hitting him, he went out here and he bailed. Because believe me, that move was a bail move. So, and Lazor, who went out here and said, look, I can make him work, he figured it out and got him out there and got him going. So I think you get rid of Nagy regardless. I think Pace got to go regardless. I think Mitch might show you that he might be able to play in this system. Because all we asked for Mitch to do is what he did today, be serviceable. All we asked him to do, I mean, he did throw the interception, but all we were looking for him for 2 years was to play like this. Had Mitchell played like this in 17? Had Mitchell played like this in 2017, the Bears might have been in the Super Bowl. You know, with that defense, with that year when Khalil Mack came in, if Mitchell would have just played like this, the Bears would have been a formidable opponent. The Bears are now a formidable opponent because you got to look. One thing I saw Mitchell do today, he was very decisive. When he took off to run with the football, he ran with the football, and he could run away from defenders. Mitchell is fast. So the thing about it is right now, you run away from him if you want to. If you don't have somebody spying on Mitchell, he's going to hurt you. He's like the new breed quarterback. He can run the football. Now, how durable Mitch is, I'm not sure. I don't want him out running around and getting smacked around because we saw what happened that one play when he got hit a few weeks ago. But I think a lot of that was the psychological pain more than what it was physical pain because he had been demoted, basically. So I think he just had a come-to-Jesus moment. And now you see Mitchell playing like he's supposed to be playing because he's been put in the right position to succeed. But Nagy should be gone. Pace should be gone. You know, and you bring in another quarterback, Lord. You bring in another head coach.
Head coach and coordinator.
Yeah, but somebody's got to come, and if you're going to keep Mitch, you got to play to Mitch's strengths. Mitch is not, I'm going to sit in the pocket type guy and throw the football down the field. I don't think he's ever going to be that guy. I think Mitch is just what you saw, what he is right now.
Well, you know, it's funny. We talk about great coaches and great systems. I always think about Bill Parcells. I think about someone who was able, wherever he went, he was able to integrate his system and be successful. But in this situation we're looking at right now, I'm wondering more if this is just the function of Mitch really learning how to be an NFL quarterback, where it's taken him 4 years to figure out what it takes to be an NFL quarterback, to play with some consistency. Because just when we went through the 4 weeks of numbers, there's a line of consistency from the first game to now week 15. He's gotten better, but he's been consistent. It's been in that little range. He hasn't turned the ball over a lot, and he's been able to play with to his strengths. And maybe Bill Lazor is to be credited. I don't know. Maybe Matt Nagy's to be credited. But I'm wondering, Jay, is this just a function of the fact that now Trubisky has really learned how to be an NFL quarterback?
No, this is the common denominator of this whole thing is Matt Nagy. Soon as Matt Nagy was not driving the boat, all of a sudden you saw Mitchell Trubisky start to shine. Matt Nagy had 3 years of this, 3+ years of this, and you saw Mitchell Trubisky actually start to decline to the point where he started believing that he couldn't get it done himself. Now when you brought in a Lazor coming in who's playing to his strengths, all of a sudden you guys see a guy putting up numbers. Well, why when the thing that really makes me think that this is Matt Nagy, because soon as Matt Nagy took away the play calling duties from himself, You saw Mitchell Trubisky within a couple of times going out, all of a sudden start playing a lot better. And now he's being consistent. He's being real consistent now. So now if we see next week when he comes out, if we see another consistent outing like this, then we understand where the problem was. I believe, as I said earlier in the year, that Matt Nagy didn't know what to do with Mitchell Trubisky. And then he brought in a Nick Foles who knew his offense, but Nick Foles threw Matt Nagy under the bus and so said, look, this guy's calling plays that I know we can't run because we don't have the time. And so if you have your guy who called you in and your guy is throwing you under the bus, then you know where the problem sits at. The problem is with Matt Nagy. He's sitting over there now talking, but I knew he could do it all the time, but he's doing it without you, Matt Nagy. And so that means to me that you are expendable, that you were the problem. And since you were the problem now, does Trubisky need to continue to do this? Yeah, because it's the NFL. If you're not playing well, somebody else is coming down the pipe. Do they need to hire? Do they need to go out and draft another quarterback? Absolutely they need to. They need to go get the best quarterback they can get. If they can get another free agent to come in here and push Mitch and they can do something like that, a young guy, that's what you go do. I think you should upgrade whenever you get an opportunity. But right now we see Mitchell Trubisky playing good enough football for the Bears to win tight football games. This wasn't a bad team that they beat. This was actually a team that was on par with them for the most part, who has been having their struggles. But Kirk Cousins hasn't been looking bad all year. And today, this defense got after him. Even though they gave up yardage, they weren't giving up a boatload of scores. And then with this Carrio Santos, you're able to put points up on the board. You're not coming away empty-handed. They scored, after the first possession, I think they scored on the 6 straight possessions. That's what you need to do to win in the NFL. So you're looking at a situation right now where the Bears, playing like this, have an opportunity to win football games. And that's exactly what you want to be in this time of year. We're going into the playoffs.
Yeah, if you look at it, in fact, this game was the highest scoring half that the Bears have had in many, many eons. It might be ever. I'm not sure. It might be ever. But I know it's been a long time.
This was one of those games you were actually watching going, okay, this is real. Our team looks good. This is what you're looking at. You know what I'm saying? Now, the Vikings had a lot of problems going on right now. You had a lot of situations happening with them, but the Bears still played well enough to beat a good football team.
I will say that. Yeah, I give it. They did. And we do have to eat a little crow here because our prediction, when we did our prediction show, I said the Bears would be 30. I said the Vikings would win 35, Bears 25, or no, Vikings 34, Bears 25. And Jay, yours was somewhere in that range too. I didn't see them playing badly. I just didn't see them being able to control the offensive clock enough to work and do what they did today. I didn't see this kind of play from the line, and I didn't see a well-played game plan that was going to come offensively. So kudos to the Bears.
Well, the one thing that they did, though, they stopped Adam Thielen today. I think he had 2 catches for 11 yards. I think if I remember that correctly. So he was a non-factor.
Yeah. Look at the camera, rookie person. Look at me when I say this to you. Okay.
Go ahead.
You cannot take the underman and let the overman get on top of you. Okay.
Yeah, but that kid's been killing people all year, though.
Yeah,
that kid's been killing people all year. He is probably, unless Justin Herbert really keeps continuing on this, he might be rookie of the year. That kid is fantastic. That kid, you see a couple of catches he made in traffic? That kid's fantastic. He's going to be that guy. Adam Thielen was shut out today. Adam Thielen was shut out.
I'm talking about in the end zone. I'm talking about you cannot, KYP, know where Adam Thielen is in the end zone.
Okay. But he wasn't killing you. He caught but he wasn't killing. 2 for 11.
Even if he wasn't killing you, that was a touchdown you didn't have to give up. Because two people jumped over.
To score on you. I mean, that's going to happen. You're not going to, it's the NFL. You're going to score.
Stop. Stop. You cannot throw a ball and not know where Adam Thielen is in the end zone.
But who was playing back? Who was playing back there though? You had three guys who weren't playing together back there, who hadn't played together. Your three corners were gone. Johnson was gone. You had the other screen was gone. You had one kid in there. I don't even knew that kid was playing on the Bears. So you had guys in there and they blew a coverage. That's going to happen. They blew a coverage.
That's what I said. If you listen to me, rookie, understand you can't take the underman and leave the overman butt naked.
Right.
And so can't jump out to the edge.
But they blew a coverage. But however, though, during the whole course of the game, Adam Thielen was not getting off. He caught a touchdown pass, but he wasn't getting off, though.
For one play. So one play. You learn this in film study. You will learn this again, especially in the red zone. You can't leave a man just butt naked in the middle of the red zone. You've got to identify, and before that play even started, you had to identify who had what man. You two talk to each other and say, I got him, you got him. Or well, you got him, I got him.
They blew coverage. They blew coverage.
Yeah,
it happened. They blew coverage on the goal line.
It was very blown.
Yeah.
And that's just our sizzle tip to the Bears rookie corner. And he did have a good game. So kudos to him too. And kudos to our frat brother, Jalen Hurts, who puts in another, hey, not great, but not bad either. So Jalen, kudos to you and the Philadelphia Eagles for really going out there and putting in some work, and it's looking good. And it's looking like you're going to be the starting quarterback. Jay, to your point, you upgrade when you can. Wentz is like, I don't know, if somebody's playing in front of me, I don't want to play, dog. Well,
hey, look,
be careful what you ask for.
Jalen Hurts was a guy I did not think had the complete skill set to play in the NFL at quarterback, but he doesn't have the skill set to play at quarterback, but he's playing quarterback in the NFL. And that's
he had a better skill set than Mitchell Trubisky.
Oh, well, no, I won't say that. I think Mitchell Trubisky.
I will say he had a much better skill set.
Mitchell Trubisky has a better arm. Mitchell Trubisky has a better arm than he does. Look, the only problem Mitchell Trubisky really has is that he can't read defenses. He can't sit in the back.
That's like having a car. The only problem a car has is it doesn't have tires. What the hell?
No. Mitchell got tires. You just got, look, here's the thing about it, right? If you have a race car on a city street, you got a problem because you can't drive it as slow. It won't operate like it's supposed to.
Well, you got to put a race car in the city street.
Absolutely right. That's why would you put Mitchell Trubisky dropping back at a 7-step drop? You put him and roll him out like you've been doing. Now you put him where he's supposed to be.
Well, you talk to Matt Nagy.
Well, we did, but this is why Matt Nagy needs to be out of here. This is the reason why I'm saying Mitchell Trubisky's got an arm on him. He's got a hand cannon on him. He is fast. He has a better skill set. The issue was they put him in a bad position. Hurts is just playing because he just refuses out of the night that covers me. Black as a pit from pole to pole. You know what I'm saying? He just decided, I don't care what's going to happen. I don't care what punishments the scroll are. I'm going to go out here, and I'm going to be the captain of my own ship. And I'm going to go out here and make this work. And that's what he's doing because he's completely confident in himself. It's great to see a guy like that, especially to be akin with him and having the same thought philosophy as the great fraternity that he's in does. So, this is a guy who refuses to bow his head. No matter how he's been beaten down, no matter that he got sat down with Tua Tagovailoa, literally took his starting position, and he went somewhere else and kept playing.
Yeah. And happy belated birthday to our beloved frat brother Carter G. Woodson, the godfather of Black History Month. We'll talk about that because Black History Month, is my favorite month of the year. So big shout out to you.
It should be Black History Year. But getting back
to it. Might be. After this, it might be, baby. Might be.
Yeah, no.
Might be 2021. Black for fun.
But getting back to the talk about the Bears, but you did have Dalvin Cook, man, who almost had 160, 170 yards total offense.
Yeah, you had Dalvin Cook almost kill the whole defense. Yeah. He is a defense killer, but that's okay. That's all right because you know what? The Bears did their thing. They held it down. And look, man, they did something that we gonna do. They got on the field and they got off the field because we're about to get off the field because we've said all we could say. It was amazing. It was great. It was amazingly great. The only other thing we got to do is tell the people what's hot. All right, Jay, leave the people with something hot.
Look, man, I have decided that corduroys just ain't in no more. You know, I found an old pair in the back of the closet, and I pulled them on the other day. It was a little chilly outside. I'm throwing on my corduroy pants. But I found out you can't sneak up on nobody in corduroy pants. They can hear you coming a mile away. You know. So what's hot is get out the back of your closet, old people, gray-haired folks. If it was out of style in the 70s, it's going to probably still be out of style today. Put the corduroys back in there, get some regular clothes on. And look, if you got to wear the shoes with the Velcro, slip with the Velcro on top of them, wear your shoes and be proud of it. That's my take for today.
You like that? You like that? All right, so that was Jay Sizzle's hot take for the day. That was the hot take. Stay out the corduroys and zip up and flip over those Velcro gym shoes.
It's not the corduroys are not a good look, y'all. They're just not a good look.
That's right. It's not a good look. But you know what is a good look? Sharing the sizzle as a gift of the season. Listen, if you want to share with your loved ones the greatest gift of the season, you know what you got to do? Give them the sizzle. Because if you don't give your loved one the sizzle, if you don't like, subscribe, and share the sizzle with your loved one, you know what you've done? You've put coal in their stocking.
Wow.
Don't put coal in their stocking. Don't put coal in their stocking. Don't be a stocking stuffer with coal. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't be Grincherly right now.
Wow. That was a sizzle word, Grincherly.
Grincherly.
Is that an adjective or is that a verb?
Depends on what you're doing with it.
Wow. Yeah, well, I've heard that before.
So we've learned it's not what you do with it, it's when you do with it what you did with it. You know what that means? Like, subscribe, share. Find us anywhere at Iron Skillet Sports. We're everywhere you need to be on every social media platform. We are there, and just make sure that you're having fun. Enjoy the season. Enjoy this time with family and friends. Enjoy. Yeah.
We forgot something.
What's that?
What the Bears gonna do next week?
Ooh. Let's say this. Bears are playing the Jaguars next week, correct?
Yep.
This should be blowout-orama.
Yeah.
I am fearlessly forecasting the Bears 45.
Whoa.
The Jaguars
wait.
17.
Wait. Whoa. See there? See, now you're a race car out on the street and you just decided to go 150 miles an hour. That's what you just decided.
I like that.
Okay. All right. I'm staying in my Yugo, and I'm saying the Bears will win this ball game, but I'm gonna give this a 27-20 ball game because I just figured this defense is gonna bend, but somehow it's not gonna break. And Mitchell Trubisky, I don't think he's gonna have the same type of game he's gonna have today. I think he might have a little bit of hiccups because these NFL defensive coordinators are smart. And they're going to try to take away what Mitchell Trubisky does well. They're going to try to keep him in the pocket, not let him roll out, and make him throw the ball from in the pocket. And he's going to have to read some defenses down the field. That's why I think he might throw a pick or two. But I think they're going to still play well enough offensively to score enough points to win this ball game.
Well, let me say this: had we been up on our pimping, the Jets won today. Right.
Hey, the Jets ain't looking bad, dude.
The Jets won today.